Hi, my name's Ben Blows. I'm from Macclesfield in the Adelaide Hills. We've got 160 acres here, the family-run business, and we've been treating Eutypa here via means of spraying since 2007. We first came up with the idea after one of the meetings with Sardi and thought, well, to minimise the risk of picking up Eutypa, we ought to get on the bandwagon and start spraying. We started spraying with a GreenTech sprayer, which we found was very good for canopy growth, but not so good for pruning. So we quickly went to a handgun setup, and we got good coverage, but there still was a large percentage of cuts on the undersides, and on the actual sides were not getting treated. So then we came up with a certain nozzle formation coming from the angles from both beneath and the top at about a 45-degree angle, so we could just treat the cordon area with the spurs. So we first came up with that sprayer. That was tested by Sardi in the 2000s and came about, and it was very good sprayer and was superior to the other sprayers at the time, which were primarily designed for canopy spraying. We saw the results 2 years after, and it came back as a real positive. So we went forward with that idea. The original Mark I sprayer was an open cab arrangement on an old tractor and had no shrouds or any of those sorts of things. So basically we evolved the product, and from years of sitting and hours of sitting on there, we always thinking to ourselves, there's got to be a better way of doing it. So we've now got the current sprayer, which we've had operating for 3 years now, and basically we're finding it's a lot easier, a lot faster, cheaper, and just all round just a better sprayer. We've been working with that for the last 3 years. We're still making changes. Last year we made it into a recycling sprayer, so we were able to take some of that sprayer that I could see dripping on the ground and wafting away in the wind. We sort of shrouded it and put rubbers and sumps and all sorts of things to eliminate that wastage. So it basically progressed from there, and we've now got the sprayer in full action and working. When you compare to vineyards which are neighbouring the property as well, which haven't been spraying, some of those farms now are actually spraying themselves because they can actually see the difference between our vineyard and their vineyard, one of which has been treated for 9 years and one of which has only just started last year. Our managing pruning now in the Adelaide Hills, being a high rainfall area, one of our aims is to get out of that peak time for high rainfall, which tends to be in July and August for us. So our main period for any correctional work or just general pruning is in May, June. We've pretty well finished all our pruning this year, but what it has been able to allow us to get over all the country without causing additional compaction. But also being able to get the drier weather to actually get your spray on, because obviously you can't spray on a wet day or when it's too windy. So yeah, we've been able to shift that around. So for those people that are considering spraying, there's a couple of bits and pieces which I've learnt along the way. One is making sure that you have really clean cuts, which means that making sure that your workers have got sharp snips. This prevents the husk on the edge of the cane or your spur in this situation from preventing the spray getting actually onto the wound. So having clean cuts is essential. It also has an inadvertent advantage, which we've found with being able to monitor piece rate pruning. We're all piece rate pruning here, and what it does is basically I see every single vine on the property over the 160 acres. So if there are rows which need fixing up, or bad pruning, or haven't been cleaned up, or vines missed, or any of those sorts of things, they're easily written down, and then the workers then come back and they redo those rows. So it's really had a way of lifting the quality of the pruning by just merely better supervision. So that's been a great advantage for us. You can see where we're standing today. This has been renovated, and the Eutypa has been taken out. So we basically looked at it and thought, well, we can basically cure the vines, but we also need a prevention, so we're not in that situation, and that's why we've come to the spraying idea. So we've got the cure all here, where you're cutting it off, and obviously very expensive, but you've got to have a way of being able to keep the Eutypa out and prevent it from happening again. So basically this is our cure, and prevention is the spraying part of it. So that's certainly, I'm hoping with years to come, is going to be a winner.